and welcome again, everyone. I know it's been a break. I hope you all had as pleasant of a January as possible. It's been about a month since we've had our last community stream, I think, maybe 3 weeks. Today, we are joined by a friend of ours, a friend of the channel, and a friend of mine personally. And I hope, excuse me, I hope that our guests, as well as Pomen himself, is excited to be back. So without further ado, let's let the great Mr. Pomen talk. Pomen, thank you for joining us today. How are you, my friend?
I'm quite good. I'm actually really good.
I'm glad to hear that. I heard it in your voice when we spoke on Discord recently. You definitely sounded more upbeat and happy than last we talked. It's good to hear that.
Yeah, I was dealing with a lot of stress like in the middle of the last month, and now I'm happy. I feel like things are going good, at least for me. So in that sense, I'm glad.
That is good. That is good. Now, how about we talk about the reason that you're feeling so good recently?
Well, recently, weirdly enough, what was it, 26th of January, I posted a video on my channel. So, and this video, 2 days after I posted it, blew up. And every other video after that blew up. So up since the 26th to this point, I've gotten 177,000 views. Yeah, that's the video that blew up. So what happened was a new mod to Fallout New Vegas was released, and this is a mod that the devs of the mod have worked for during 7 years. It was a 7-year-old mod that has been working on for quite a while. And when it was
7 years, wow,
7 years they spent doing this, and when it was released, it was an absolute catastrophe.
Oh no!
So what happened? These people didn't want any criticism. About a year ago, I would say 8 months ago, they released some sort of a beta version of the mod, and people didn't like it. They said this is weirdly sexual, and it's like playing Call.
Huh.
Oh, I'll explain.
Okay, sure.
And it's sort of like a Call of Duty clone.
Okay.
It's what Fallout does well is an RPG, right? You're supposed to play a character and you talk to people, and it's a communication between you and the NPCs that is amazing.
Yeah.
And you feel immersed in the story. Well,
at least that's how it was for Fallout New Vegas. It's questionable for Fallout 3 and 4.
Yeah, but New Vegas.
I'm a staunch defender of 3 and 4. Okay.
No, hey. We'll talk about that later. Let's focus on Pomen, but we'll definitely get into that later. Okay, go ahead.
Unite in our hate of 76, though. I think.
Yeah, we can unite in our hatred of 76. Everybody feels the same. Anyway, back to Pomen.
Yeah. So I mean, the good part is immersion. So okay, what is then the first mission that you have to play if you go down the main path that they want you to play? Well, it's about an hour-long trailing mission where you shoot pretty much endless amount of guys, and you have tanks, and all your guys are immortal. It's just pew 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 for about an hour, and it's so boring. It's absolutely boring. I mean, me playing that part made me really bored. So because your tank and you have 5 allies with you, they're immortal. So I usually say the way you play the game is you walk to the designated area that the enemy spawn, then you go hide behind the corner, and then go take a shit. Because there's genuinely no point of you playing the game. There's no point, because your friends are immortal. The only thing that can make you lose is if you die. And it's not like it's fun to shoot them down. It's really boring.
Yeah.
And the devs knew about this. They knew about this for about 8 months. They didn't care. They just kept it on. They cared now. Now you can actually skip this mission. That's how bad it is. They made a way to skip it. God. But yeah, I had to play through that. And
it does not sound like Fallout at all.
Oh no, it's not. So I decided to quit the mod there, and I thought, all right, let me actually play Fallout normally. Let me make a character in the real game, role play, get like I wanted a Legion character. Legion is one of the they role play pretty much as Romans to try to take over the world. That's the godly. So I role played and I had really fun in the main game. Then I went back to the mod, and I played a Legion playthrough during, like in the mod, and it was so bad. It was the bad part is it's so boring.
Oh dear.
Which is the worst part. There is part in the story when I complain about it. You can see it in the video when we play this video. When I complain about this type of stuff, they just say, "Well, you don't have to do it. It's in the game." So one of the missions you can do, it's a side mission, but it feels like it's sort of, if you play the Legion, you have to play this, where you go into a tower, and in this tower they have mannequins. And these mannequins, they have ghost spirits in them, and they move around, and they spawn
What?
ghosts. And then you go
Wow.
into a secondary dimension, which have more ghost people. It's fucking awful.
That's
It sounds
so
very
bizarre
odd.
because none of that belongs in the Fallout setting. Like, it's not like ghosts and stuff. That's not really part of it.
There has been a bit of stuff like that, and it's very much the kind of thing that you relegate to a side mission. But
Well, what I mean,
suppose
there's
how it's done.
going all the way back to Fallout 2. There was a ghost of a lady you could talk to get her locket. I think it was called Anna's locket. Like, Fallout has always had funny tropes and stuff in it, but
Yes.
it doesn't seem like a setting that has like parallel ghost dimensions and paranormal activity and stuff is like any type of main building block of the setting. So having ghost possessed mannequins you have to fight and spirit dimensions just sounds bizarre.
It's awful. And by the way, I played the 3 stories you can go down. I played the one with least amount of that. If you play the main campaign, the one they actually want you to play, because the mod was supposed to just be one campaign, the NCR, a New Californian Republic, but they added 2 others just to spice up the replayability. But if you play the one they want, it's filled with H.P. Lovecraftian story of giant monsters in the sky and
Wow.
ghost dimensions.
And what's this called again?
Fallout the Frontier.
The Frontier. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're playing Portland.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, the map is
Hey,
beautiful.
now, to be fair, knowing what we know of Portland today, one could liken it to a Cthulhian nightmare.
Oh yeah. But anyways, so all of these, I had other complaints as well. All of these complaints led up to me going like, okay, I finished it, but I'm so angry. I wanna vent, So I went on the Discord of the dev team, and this is my experience is in this video here. And
Do you want to just watch it?
Yeah, I don't talk, but you'll see. You can watch it.
Okay. All right, let's get this maximized here. We'll give it a
I can see
go.
a Jontron clip, so I'm very interested.
Okay, here we go.
This has been a pretty shitty experience.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna kill you.
I used Imperial Rome as the model for my Legion precisely because it was so foreign, so alien. I'd seen what had become of the NCR's attempts to emulate the culture of pre-war America, the infighting, the corruption. Rome was a highly militarized autocracy that effectively integrated the foreign cultures it conquered. It dedicated its citizens to something higher than themselves, to the idea of Rome.
And I like the Legion, so
In Rome, I found a template for a society equal to the challenges of the post-apocalyptic world, a society that could and would survive, a society that could prevent mankind from fracturing and destroying itself in this new world by establishing a new Pax Romana.
It does not matter. Victory shall be ours. It shall be swift, and it will be honest. Purchased with blood.
Wow.
this is like the main one.
Your
And then
weakness? You seek to thwart me by claiming the Legion is too strong for you? That does not mean we would not succeed. The East was a hard-fought campaign. Even now, Caesar drew too much of the Legion's blood needed there for this. Hoover Dam is but a place. I will not have it be the gravestone of the Legion, whether quickly, or as you describe, slowly, by attrition.
all right, you can pause. You can pause.
Okay. Okay. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
pause before you get copyright striked, because that song
Yeah.
gets you copyright striked.
Oh, okay, okay. I gotta be careful.
No, yeah, you have to play like a certain. It doesn't matter anymore.
I think the rule has always been if you get less than 7
I mean,
seconds, you're fine.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
you can mute the audio and let it play in the background while I explain what happened here.
Okay, cool. Please do, please do. I'm all ears. This is great.
So the beginning part was just me going in explaining. Okay, I think you guys got the factions wrong. It's like the Legion actually has very clever idea, which is what Yizz about there. He knows what he's doing, and the response I got was just, "Nah, they're just stupid. They're just villains. You know, if you support them, you're a Trumpist, and you know, you're an idiot."
No.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like
God.
I stated an opinion, and I'm getting completely not trash, but they're trying to trash me. I mean, they're making themselves look like absolute fools.
And are these just fans of the Frontier, or are these the
Some
people
of
behind
these are
making it?
devs. Some of these
These
are
are the-
devs.
Wow.
Yeah, these are creators of it.
Wow.
I mean, well, so I've never been that big a fan of New Vegas or the Legion. But here's the thing: it's like, then I wouldn't make a mod about New Vegas. Then.
Oh yeah, you
That's
want to know the funny
what
thing
we
about
have.
this? So the guys made the story of more or less New Vegas story in Portland. They don't even like New Vegas. They
Yeah.
like Fallout. They like Fallout 3. They
Ugh.
don't even like the game they're modding. Why
Yeah.
the fuck are you modding it?
That's so weird.
I mean, I'm just confused by why they. See, again, it's like I get not liking the Legion. I think comparing it to Trump is a bit small brain, but I
Well,
understand
yeah,
that, like,
obviously.
people, it doesn't click with them. But it's like why would you put like weird immortal tank sections in a Fallout game? That's not Fallout.
You can just play it with no audio. I know. It makes no sense. But they don't like the story. They like the big boom boom. They like it when there's a lot of action going on because they don't care of the story.
I was looking at some of the things some other people were saying, and in fairness, that is actually arguments I've made in the past, actually, which is I don't like the fact that Lanius can get beaten with just speech. 100.
Exactly. Oh, you know how you beat the end boss in the Legion? So you have now massive, like it's technically this mod is really impressive. Like it does really well. It runs really well.
Yeah.
But the final battle is just a massive fucking clusterfuck of spam in the main NCR base. Anyways, after the spam, I just toggled God mode and I just walked right through it. I was so spammy. It was not even funny. It was constant explosion. It's like if I had epilepsy, I would fucking have a attack. How much things was happening in front of my eyes. It was not entertaining.
This reminds me of Hunt Down the Freeman.
Oh yeah, it's compared.
Oh,
it's compared.
Hunt Down the
it's
Freeman
compared.
was abysmal.
It is compared to Hunt Down the Freeman.
Oh, it's so bad.
Anyways, so you go to the main boss, like he's in the hangar, separated from everything else. It's like a talkie. You talk to him, which is how you always end battles in any Fallout game. You talk to him before you fight him. All right, so I talked to him, and I'm gonna say, I have your army has failed. You're a bad general, and he says, "Yeah, I'm a bad general." And I tell him, "Yeah. I mean, I'm cutting it. Obviously, this.
Okay. Sorry.
Obviously, he says more, but it's the essence of what he says is there. Like, yeah, I'm a bad general. I failed." And then tell him, you should not. What to say? You should die an honorable death. I tell him, and then he asks me, "Well, how do I die an honorable death?" Kill yourself. Okay. Blows his brains out.
Okay.
That's so terrible.
And were there skill checks during?
Oh yeah, 100. You need 100 speech.
But is it just speech, or is there like other things?
Yes, speech. Yes, speech.
Okay, so where they were saying, "Oh, it's stupid that you can beat Lanius with 100 speech," and then they beat the boss of this.
No, I complained. I went to them and I complained about it, and it says, "Well, you don't have to click the option. It's an RPG. You have the free choice to pick whatever you want."
So, for context, the one thing people always talk about in Fallout games, for anyone who doesn't know Fallout, in one of the older Fallout games, Fallout 2, there was a final boss. The final boss was the Master, and his whole plot was he wants to create all of humanity into mutants because non-mutants are weak and they won't survive the apocalypse. He wants to save humanity by changing humanity into something better. And the only way you can beat him without fighting him in a boss, the only way you can talk him down is if you find one place in the world where there's like a file that states that the mutants he's creating are infertile, so his plan isn't going to work. And that you can't just beat him by being charismatic. You actually have to have knowledge of like things in the world, and that's always what people have always said is the greatest ending to a Fallout game.
But because the
speech 100, but then it didn't even fix that. They just did it again.
Yep. So they think having the option is good, but it's like it reminds me of John Henry Eden, which is the end boss of Fallout 3, which pretty much can say your enclave sucks, dab, and then he blows himself up and everyone in it.
Pretty much.
It's bad. I mean, with Lanius, while it's weak, I think they could have done more with Lanius. Meaning the guy you saw in the video recently when he talked about then. But at least it's really damn entertaining to listen to him speak. And there is a logic behind what the hell you're saying. Because in Fallout 3, again, it was just dab, and then he killed himself. You didn't have to... What you said to John Henry Eden wasn't clever. But what you said to the Legion is clever. You're actually... if let's say you were the NCR and you're fighting the Legion, you're actually helping the Legion by not taking Hoover Dam. It's good that they don't take Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
You're making the Legion unironically stronger. And that's great, because then it's nuance.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no nuance in just asking someone to kill himself.
Oh yeah, there's like decent... well, again, like it depends on like what culture of like... the world has. Like if this was a very like inspired by kind of like Imperial Japan, maybe, but it's Rome. Rome never had like I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Rome had a whole kill yourself to like clear your dishonor. That's a Japanese.
That's a Japanese thing.
That's not Roman at all.
And
so
I mean,
if this was like a Japanese like feudal like inspired like faction, I'd understand it. But
I mean, I can get him killing himself, not killing, but let's say blowing himself up in some sense. Sure, there is another NPC in the NCR playthrough. You can ask, same thing. If you have 100 speech, you can ask him to kill himself. But at least the difference between that, I'll respect that more, because he blows himself up trying to kill you as well. So there's a massive laser in the space that can shoot down. He shoots on himself because you're next to him. So you had time to run away, but the point is he's trying to kill you. That I understand. Yeah, they just tell me to cope.
Yeah. I just figured I'd play through this and let people read the comments and see the crazy shit in the Discord while we talked.
But this is not. By the way, this video is not the crazy stuff. This is just my first encounter with the crazy stuff.
God.
So yeah, you can just spin it quicker. Like,
okay, sure.
Don't have through. But yeah, the guys don't care criticism. I tell them they don't understand the law. They just tell you to fuck off, which is bad. But this is not why my channel blew up. There was a little funny thing. That's about it.
Wait. We gotta stop. Why would they call Albert Speer a Nazi?
Albert Speer was my profile picture. Albert Speer is a Nazi.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Speer is the architect of Germany. Like,
okay.
He wanted to create new Germania, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was an actual Nazi. I thought he was like an earlier German. I didn't know that.
No, he's a Nazi. But that was my profile picture.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
So, I mean, the funny thing is this is the joke. It's more fun with the audio on this one in particular. But
okay. Give me just a second. Let's do it. Let's do it. I like this meme. This is a good meme framework.
But I want to say one thing before you play it. If you go back 2 more pictures.
Yes.
The one more.
This one?
Sarah, but Sarah talking.
Yeah.
That, yeah. The funny thing is, I was told, like, she's calling me a Nazi here.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is that people said the picture that she's having is from Star Wars by one of the quote unquote Nazi factions in Star Wars.
Wait, what? People call the Mandalorians a Nazi faction. What?
I don't
Wait.
know what the hell, but there were someone said that. I don't know who she is. I don't watch.
Oh,
I'm not.
She's like, I wouldn't want to get into it right now, but that's not a great comeback to that. No, she's
All right.
She's fairly standard morals. She has like a very strong opinion of honor, to the point of it being self-detrimental. But
I think the problem in the modern era, people that use the words fascism and Nazism don't know anything about what those words are or where they come from or what they were.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have explained. People ask us from time to time, why the profile picture? It's a meme. It's a joke from another mod. It's not that I had Trotsky for half a year.
But you can understand why people would be confused, though.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame them. I fully understand. I was waiting for this response in some way. That's why I saved it. But it's like I had Trotsky for like half a year, so
yeah,
that doesn't make me a commie.
Right.
It's just interesting characters. But anyways, yeah, you can play the funny laughing man, and then we can move on.
Okay.
What happened afterwards?
Okay, sounds good.
That one meme's really good.
It is really
But
good.
not from here. Audio.
I know. I muted it.
Copyright. I have a copyright on this video, but I'm not gonna put ads on it, so it's fine.
Okay. I don't monetize my channel, by the way. I'm not playing that game. Here we go.
Y me acuesto en su, allá para abrir el restaurante que era el arroz. Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí.
I love it.
Miren, bañador. En las chanclas. Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, ya subió la marea.
Really?
Yep. The first mission is you just planting some mines.
Why?
I know.
Ya subió la marea y encontré una paella.
I love it.
Wait, what?
It's the best. It's such a great meme framework. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
No, but genuinely, like the things you've battled 3 different howitzers, men with anti-tank like armories, multiple cars, and like 100 men. It's like an army.
Yeah, and Fallout, that's like a serious army.
That's bigger than I ever have seen.
That sounds like more than literally the entire population of any Fallout game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so massive amount of units. And what was our mission? Go plant some mines in the bridge so the Legion doesn't come to us.
Like one infiltrator.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Those 6 mines ain't gonna kill anybody.
It sounds like, I mean, I'd at least understand if the point was to actually blow up the entire bridge.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because it's actually the only bridge that connects the two. Otherwise, you have to go over the river.
I mean, is that the implication? Is that those mines will blow up the actual bridge itself?
No. Anyone who goes over it's gonna blow up.
Okay, here's the thing though.
Right.
The Legion aren't retarded. They're very militant, and they know about technology and weapons, and they know to look for mines at choke point.
So you know what happened then? Okay, so once you go on the bridge, you stop planting the bridge. Yeah, they have an ambush. They know you're doing this. They ain't fucking stupid. So they snipe you. They snipe and kill everybody.
Oh God!
Because they're not dumb, and then they take you captured.
Yeah.
Like they like, are you expecting them to be? I killed a platoon's worth of army. Why? Like,
I mean, see, this would all be like roughly fine with like such minor tweaks. Like you're instead of like assaulting the place, you sneak there. Instead of planting mines, you're trying to like plant charges on the bottom of the bridge. There, you get captured. and it still goes wrong. That makes sense. At least the plan makes sense.
All right. But anyways, so this is my hatred for it. Now I want to show you what happened. Like before I go into the drama, I want to show you what I missed in the story. So I'm gonna show. I'm gonna send.
All right, got it.
That one.
I got it.
So Rostock is the guy who also blew up the same time as me. He posted the other questionable content that was in the Frontier, and I mean, and especially the one I sent Yizz.
Give me just a second.
It has 228,000 views. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Oh no! Oh no! Is this going to be safe to show? Can we show this?
Yeah. You don't have sex.
Okay. Okay.
Oops, lagging.
Oh God!
Oh no!
Oh God!
Oh gee, what? This is like a shitpost mod.
Yeah.
They're quoting Kanye West.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah.
Why is it? Oh, okay. That was just like really weird perspective. I thought it was like bigger than that. Okay. That is.
All right. You don't have to see everything.
Please, absolutely. All I can say to this is this, quite frankly.
Well, there's no sex in the video, so it's fine. But we can stop it.
Yeah, but this. All right. So you want to know why everyone blew up and my videos blew up? It's because of what happened. Rostock made a very small video on it, like a minute, but it pretty much says exactly what happened. So the mod it's not canceled. It was kind of canceled for a while. It's back up, but it was canceled for this reason. That's.
Give me just a moment. I've almost got it ready. All right, here we go. And play it with audio.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Okay, let's pause this.
At least they owned up to it. They didn't defend him. Oh
okay,
dear.
This is funny because before you even sent me this link, when we were looking at the Death Claw thing, I even typed in chat for everybody. This is a product of progressive pedos, no doubt. And look, I was correct. It's why is it always progressive pedos? Jesus Christ! All right, let's go back to watching the thing here.
Oh, he tried it.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yes.
Oh no!
Mostly all the icons you see in your Pip-Boy. I also worked on tweaking and fixing various armors and weapons. I even added
it's got like a
weapons of my own. I also did all sorts of minor tweaks and fixes.
I actually like that.
And I guess I also proofread various texts from the mod. Ooh, and I put in one secret location in the mod. Did you find it? All I'm gonna say is that you should look in the southern areas of the world map. There's even an achievement for it. Stay safe.
So what that thing is, it's a pony in a glass jar.
Oh dear. See again, that's a meme. That's normally I would say that's just a shitpost meme. But with this, it's like I'm not sure if this is actually something he does.
It's not a meme. It's not a meme.
Ugh.
It's not a meme.
It's like.
So the two first videos I made on Fallout was just how bad the Discord was, and then when the pedo allegation came out, boom, blew up, and I had to continue making videos.
Oh my God,
that's
so
wild.
Funny.
And so two people, big YouTubers, made videos on this. Mitten Squad and Remy down on the gaming. The two big YouTubes, like 500,000 or 1 million views, subscribers
wow.
each subscribers each, made a video on it, and both of them, the response on both like on this game is like, "This is the worst experience of my life. It's so boring and bad." But
And
yeah,
this
Remy,
is the Frontier, not New California, correct? This is all the Frontier.
this is Frontier, not California.
Right.
I'll tell you what happened with California when I'm explaining everything that happened.
Sure.
So, Remy in particular, he made a video being like the number one hater in one sense for the mod, and I made a video. It was actually my second video talking about how the Discord handled his criticism, where they pretty much said everything bad you can imagine to this guy, like about this guy, like, "Oh, how dare you be negative about my mod?" So I made a little meme, and then because I made a meme, I got in contact with Remy, and then the pedo allegation happened, and I was the first one to tell him. So I helped him out with his main video. He made a secondary video talking about everything that happened, and tried to talk to the devs and see what the fuck this was all about. 500,000 views. And I'm one of the people that helped it. So that's my little achievement.
I've actually been seeing that video on the front of my YouTube. I keep meaning to watch it. So
you should watch it.
You've been involved in that. That's wild. Well done.
I'm not in it, but I helped.
No, but you were involved in making it, though.
Oh yeah, I was involved. So the allegation that kind of became a thing, and what I helped Remy with showing, is there is a main companion in the mod called America. It's a teenage girl who has she's probably bipolar. She has some sort of mental disability, but she needs validation constantly. She's like, yeah, she's a teenage girl. But there's a weird route. Two things weird happen with her. She talks about the stinky feet.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And secondary, you can put a collar on her, making you her slave, and she will call you master.
Okay.
Hans, Hans hit the flame enforcer. We have work to do.
That's been a thing in Fallout for a long time, so
could be acceptable.
No credit, no
listen.
benefit of the doubt for these scum. None.
Listen. So the issue that became a thing is, how old is she?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, that is all right. So she calls herself a teenager. Okay. If you play the game, there's actually a note you can find which says "Happy 18th birthday," kind of pointing out she's 18. But the thing is, that existed much later because they got complaints about her.
Yeah.
Because she's not actually 18 in the original thought of it.
Well,
getting a 17-year-old girl to call you master.
For viewers that don't know, the Fallout setting is about a post-apocalyptic setting where nuclear holocaust between China and the United States destroyed most of the world. And it is full of very dark, brutal adult themes like cannibalism and rape and murder and torture. It's full of a lot of really dark things. So things like human slavery and rape and that kind of ugly, awful stuff, it's part of the Mad Max type setting of the place. So not all of the ugliness and the degeneracy is just completely made up by these people making the mods. But But the point that about the whole stinky feet thing and the girl and the collar, it's clear that the focus of these mods was highly degenerate on sex.
Oh yeah.
After they added a sex scene with a death claw tells you a lot.
So, but anyway, she became a thing with age. The devs just said later, "Oh no, she's 20." But I mean, she calls herself a teenager. She's not 20. Anyways, he lies. The dev lies. Like the lead dev dies constantly. Lies.
One thing I can say is that potentially some of these guys were like teenagers when they made it, so it's like they didn't think
no,
well,
they were not. They were not
a similar age to me. But okay.
No, they were not. I mean, some of the helpers probably was, but not the lead dev.
Yeah,
he's an adult,
right? And even if they were kids, that doesn't excuse the degeneracy, of course. Like you know, I don't think youngsters should be doing this crap either. I don't think anybody should.
so it blew up. And the thing I helped Remy with, for example, was so because age was a thing. Like, is she not 18?
And
But there's another girl. There's another girl.
Just a moment. I'd like to point out for our viewers here that aren't familiar with Fallout. The Fallout games are made by adults that are responsible. So sex and slavery and cannibalism and all these dark, terrible things, they're handled in a mature storytelling fashion. They're not glorified. They aren't taken lightly. They're handled as the dark, ugly, terrible things that they are. They're not presented in anywhere close to a positive or acceptable way by the people that make the actual games. Now, we're talking about degenerate, progressive pedos that make mods for games.
Yeah. Okay. So for people who are like, oh, but it should be okay. Yeah. If it was a real world, it would happen. Like, it would be worse in the setting. But this is fantasy. 1. 2, the reason behind why it's not good. It's not. It's for them to jerk off.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. So the reason is wrong. The reason why is wrong.
I'm just confused by what the focus of this mod is.
No one knows.
Is this like, see, when you were talking earlier about like, oh, it's about it's a game where you get like an immortal massive war shootout with it. Oh, well, immediately I'm thinking, oh well, that's interesting, because presumably, even though Fallout is an RPG series, you could presumably set a game in the universe that's actually an FPS, because there have been wars that have been fought in the world. You could presumably build build a game around that, which is,
and I mean, that's
almost
fine.
Almost a spin-off of Fallout. But then you say it's like, oh, but then there's people complaining about the choices of an ending for a boss. It's like, well, hang on. Do you want to do like an FPS focused Fallout or not? Because if you would do that, then you'd have like some ridiculous big boss that you have to fight.
There is a prologue. There's a prologue where you can play Helios 1 is sort of a battle before the main story. You can actually play as NCR in that battle. That's amazing. Like, things like that I have nothing against. Because it's a bit of power fantasy. It's like a little bit of power fantasy. It's fun. But if it lasts for an hour, kill me. It's so bad. But anyways, there's another character in this mod. Is actually 17. Like, it's right. Once I'm 18, she writes, and she draws sex, like she draws porn.
Oh, God.
And she talks about, once I'm 18, I'm gonna go out, do drugs and have sex.
Ugh.
And she makes a joke about you can take her virginity.
Oh no!
Okay.
Come on, really?
And here's the thing. And I can understand if that's building up to her realizing, oh, I should want. But
no. But I mean, she does it as a joke. Like, she says, "Oh, it's a joke." But why is she 17 and why is she drawing porn?
Yeah, it's clearly degeneracy projected from the devs into the content.
Very important thing to understand about Fallout as well. There is only one age of children. There's adults and then one age of children. Right. Why? It's just so you don't do degenerate shit with children.
Right. Yeah. Like, and the creators of the game, like, when you make models and meshes to create three-dimensional entities in a video game, technically, having variable sizes means a lot more work on the devs. And also the devs are responsible, probably decent human beings that don't want to create violence and slavery and sex on little kids. So the few actual children in the game have unique little kid models, and in the game's coding in the engine, they have flags enabled where you can't do violent, gross stuff to them. So that's how the core engine works, and you have to go into the engine and remove all of that to do terrible things to them. And I'm assuming that mods like this would probably do that.
And I've always disagreed that. I don't like the fact that children are immortal in Fallout games. That's weird. If a kid gets shot, then
but again, it's them trying to avoid morally questionable things. That is,
no, originally it is actually to avoid them getting a really bad Peggy rating, because if you've got killable children, then
Yeah,
Yeah, but
actually
but the reason, again, it's
which I hate, but
no, but I don't blame them. I think, I mean, I understand it, and it gets shit on a lot, but it's again, it's try to avoid some R-rated things. It's like not okay, like fantasy, man, fantasy.
yeah.
It's like you got some level of you just have to take it for granted. It's like and the same thing. You never see a rape scene or anything like that because you know it happens, but we're not gonna show you it because why the fuck would we?
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
So oof.
But that
So basically the whole thing is a big oof.
It's a massive oof, and 4chan got involved with it.
Oh boy!
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't notice you were posting about them.
So so because the devs about 2 weeks before the main launch had an interview where they called all so in Fallout 3 and Fallout 2 the main antagonist is the Enclave.
Yes.
The Enclave is hyper-racial former American government. Their idea is more or less we want to cleanse all of America from radiated degenerates and bad sperm, more or less.
The Enclave
is that not the Brotherhood of Steel? What's
no. Brotherhood of Steel
Let me explain. The Enclave is the remnant of the United States military from from about 200 years prior to the gameplay. That their goal is to purge all of the quote unquote impure from the world, or at least North America, but preferably the world, because they want the American hegemony to take control of the planet and be the dominant force that quote unquote should have won the Great War with China. And their entire goal of purity arguably isn't along racial lines. It's because the human genome has been perverted by radiation and mutations.
Yeah,
that's what they want to purge. Now, the Brotherhood of Steel is not like that at all, Zenn.
No.
The Brotherhood of Steel is a completely different thing that came about after the collapse and after the nuclear destruction of the planet. They want to safeguard technology and keep that from happening again.
But the Brotherhood of Steel also do want to get rid of mutants as well.
Yeah, they do.
But they don't. But they don't view human beings that live in the waste as mutants to terminate, though. The Enclave does.
Yep.
Oh right, okay. So it's like literally anyone who's been in contact with radiation is now impure. Is their belief?
And because Fallout setting plays upon popular pop culture and movie tropes, the Enclave has a lot of the worst qualities of World War II era America, Germany, and Japan, and they sort of play up the whole racial part of the Aryan stuff with the Third Reich in the whole genetic purity stuff. That to my knowledge, they don't use the word racial purity in the Enclave.
No, they
say
don't
genetic
care.
purity. They say genetic, right?
Like race and except the Chinese, they don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's an American idea. It's not.
Which is, in fairness, that's fairly accurate to World War II.
No, it's not getting the weeds on that. It's not getting the weeds on that.
Yeah, it's a weed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because the devs, they said, oh, it's a joke. It's not a joke. The devs said all Enclave and Legion supporters are Trump supporters.
Fucking hell.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Standard.
Oh God. Okay, I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point.
I mean, okay, there's a lot of stuff to unpack there. It's like, well, okay, first off, there's a difference between wanting to roleplay as a terrible human being and actually supporting the beliefs of someone in the world.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, that's one thing. So I noticed you were saying that there's no option to side with the Enclave. Well, yeah, and in Fallout games, you normally can side with terrible, terrible people.
Yeah.
In fact, oftentimes one of the things of Fallout is that you are picking an option between several terrible options.
Yeah, exactly.
Tenpenny Tower in Fallout 3 comes to mind. You're either picking rich snobs or BLM, sorry, a bunch of ghouls who live in the sewer that want to rise up and massacre the rich. It's not. There is actually no halfway between the two. One of them will kill the other, and there's no way to compromise. And I've always loved that.
But that's that's the entire point of New Vegas as well. There is no good ending. You can argue. You can argue. You can argue. No, because even if you support it, if you think the Legion is the best, you're actually forgetting what he told Lanius.
I support Mr. House.
I support Mr. House too, but he is.
I think everybody likes Mr. House.
But he's not perfect either because he takes too many risks. He likes to gamble.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, with Mr. House, though, you're forgetting one thing. He's really cool, and he's voiced by a legend.
Oh yeah, no, but I mean,
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, but just quick, Mr. House. I usually say
for those listening, we have a Frenchman in the chat. There's a French guy who does a lot of voice acting work who was also really popular as Odo on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, named Rene.
Wow.
I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly. I think it's Rene. I'm going to slaughter this, but Rene Abenois or Abajois. I don't know how to say his name, but his name is. I wish I could pronounce it. I'm terrible at French, and I apologize. I apologize to people who speak French. I'm terrible at it. But this Rene fellow has an amazing voice, and he does great voice acting. He's done everything from kids' cartoons like Winx Club to doing voice acting for different mainstream video games. Great voice, and he voiced one of the primary factions in Fallout New Vegas, which was the House faction, and that's the guy we're talking about, which is Mr. House.
Yeah. He died, didn't he?
I think so. I think he passed. Yeah, but he was older. I think he was 70 or something. He was
he's a legend.
Yeah.
But Mr. House, he's the best option. The end. But then it's
because he actually wants he views his intellectual power and the way to use force, quote unquote, correctly to give people the opportunity to live and have sovereignty from warring states.
Yep.
Which is, but when it comes to the statist game of war, there really is no good guy, but he seems to be about the best choice.
But I think, personally, if I was allowed to be an advisor, help him out, I think it would be even better. Because I think he does a few mistakes, but you can easily just, if it listens to me, if I live in a presidential suite and listens to me, then maybe we can even be better. Because he needs someone who thinks differently. Because again, he takes too many risks. It's like the reason why you have the 3 families. It was just it was a gamble. He gambles on people's lives way too much. Again, this is the only issue with him.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely got his flaws.
Oh yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Anyways, let's continue telling what happened then.
Sure.
Yeah, so the Enclave, because of that, 4chan V got upset.
Of course they did.
Oh my god. I bet that's great.
They raided the server.
I would have thought it would have been Paul, to be honest, but
no, it was V. They raided the server.
V. I thought you said B.
And who raided the server? Well, the Enclave, baby.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
So hundreds upon hundreds of Enclave soldiers joined the Discord server and just raided it. It was amazing.
That's hilarious.
Epic. Did they just bombard it with pro Enclave memes?
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
And it was a massive, they got completely raided. It had a catastrophe ensued. But the dev lead was asleep when this happened. So 20 minutes up.
No.
Oh my
20
god.
minutes after he woke up, he was going on an interview. And it was the most what a bad interview that was.
Do you have a link to it or is it too long to watch?
It's an hour long.
Oh damn.
No, it lasted I can still post it to you. It's one I want to show though.
Okay.
Reminds me of the great Tumblr 4th of July raid.
I just had to find it. Hold on.
Good thumbnail, by the way. I've used that picture before.
Oh god. Anyways, but brain's not working now. Yeah, so this it was 2 hours and 45 minutes actually. Like Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And the guy, he read everything. So it's like questions like, why do AI cars drive over glowing enemies? Which is CIA glow in the dark meme.
Oh, so this was like an FAQ kind of thing.
Yeah, it had that as well.
Oh.
But it's so much. You see all the he tagged them all different chats. So if you look at the timeline, you see the different.
I love that this is a thing that YouTube gives now. It's very useful.
Oh yeah, it's very useful.
What do you want me to search for? Which part?
I was looking. I don't know exactly. So
there's skunk plushie. There's what he developed.
Well,
America's Made.
Sneed.
That is blimey. I'm just reading these chapter names.
Oh, I know, right? Aren't they great? Okay.
Enclave joke.
Actually, why not show this one?
Okay. Give me just a second here.
I think there's a way to pop out like a thing on the side where literally you just go straight to the start of each chapter. I
clicked and watch the thing I sent you in Discord. Oh yeah.
Okay. Just a second.
This is by Sneed. So they call themselves Sneedclave.
Okay. And audio is a go, so here we go.
Yeah, audio is a go.
Okay, here we go.
Attention to the people of the West. It is I, your great leader, President John Henry Sneed, here to deliver you a message to everyone. In this great time of need, I rallied the men to fight against our horror.
Oh my god.
Wait, is this actually from the mod?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay, I will say they've really put a lot of effort into like the gameplay.
Yeah, it's technically impressive. It's amazing.
I just don't know why they kept like RPG mechanics in that case when they clearly just wanted to make like a Call of Duty style thing in the Fallout universe, which would have been interesting.
Ugh.
The Enclave is forever.
It was amazing. I was there during the break. It was amazing. Everybody, I had like 10 different people constantly chatting with me.
I've ever seen in my life.
Slaughtered humans.
Oh yeah, you can have sex with lizards, by the way.
I don't know how to feel about that. Well, I know how the Queen feels, at least.
Peak of degeneracy.
Yeah. I was still here just to suffer.
There's a character in the mod named Chuck that wants to suck and fuck. Is this true?
Of course they call them. Okay, now I see why they call themselves because that's like that is a Simpsons joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Mostly all the icons you see in your Pip-Boy. I also worked on tweaking and fixing various armors and weapons. I even added a few weapons of my own. I also
show
did
you
all
what
sorts
he
of
talks
minor
about as
tweaks
well.
and fixes. And I guess I also proofread various
Oh my
texts
God.
from the mod. Ooh, and I put in one secret location in the mod. Did you find it?
They'll show you.
All I'm gonna say is that you should look in the southern areas of the world map. There's even an achievement for it.
That is what it is.
And again, it's like I like that if it's a shit post, but it probably isn't.
No, it is not.
No, it's not.
Sneedclave tomorrow. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh, this is awful.
Yep.
Oh no.
Fuck me.
That is a very, very long fan fiction. Good lord.
This is Remy.
I hope that's a glove.
Oh no! Gross.
They stole a lot from other games as well.
This looks like Wolfenstein.
This is Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it's from Wolfenstein.
Oh, this is Wolfenstein. Oh my god, it is as well.
Yep. So this is the main campaign I want you to play. I'm glad I didn't play this. I'm really glad I didn't play this.
Yeah, so that's literally Wolfenstein. What the fuck?
Yeah, the copy.
I like the eyes on this one.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
It's not even an asset flip, Rat King. They're not even using like the asset.
They're just stealing it.
Also,
They're just
just a lot more.
God.
Well, listen to this.
Santa Claus. He was in the chimney.
Because joining the Enclave is such it's just a power fantasy. There is nothing meaningful in what they do. They are designed
A fascist power fantasy.
a fascist power fantasy. Yeah.
Oh god.
Top of his head.
Wait, they just got rid of it.
No, yeah, it's back up. It's back up.
Oh,
Just like your bond.
that's great. That's amazing.
Oh my god, this is epic.
Just path to go down and we
Decisive Enclave victory.
Yep.
those who tried their best to cancel this cancerous mod that they call the Frontier. Pedophilia has no place in our community and will be shut down immediately. Amen. And God bless the Sneed.
Entire mod destroyed.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And so the V ship posters determined to mock the abomination that was fall at the Frontier and change the modding wasteland forever. Through their use of shitposting, memes, and mocking this trash, they eventually stumbled upon the mod's Discord, a rabbit hole of mental illness, yet only the tip of the iceberg that was.
You can thank me for that.
Oh, is this yours?
No, the Discord links.
Oh, okay, good.
I made it. Everybody look at the Discord.
Was leaked, the mod disappeared off to the Nexus. Its fate unknown. The mod team went through what can only be described as a tism schism, as a team collapsed desperately, struggling to do anything they could for damage control, and have any semblance of dignity, only flailing around and digging themselves into a deepening pit. The Fallout Miami team watched from a distance, laughing and mocking the abomination they observed, safely, from a distance, to not be corrupted by its degeneracy, while taking notes on what not to do. And so, the Frontier's road came to an end. But not V's, because autism never changes.
Already on it, yes.
Autism never changes.
Amazing.
And for those of you that don't know about the games, the reason that's funny is ever since the first and second games, Ron Perlman has been the narrator that does the opening and the closing to the games, and the tagline is "War never changes," talking about the inevitable conflict and darkness of man versus man, that kind of thing. And that's where that joke comes from. The autism never changes. That's pretty great. Oh goodness.
That's brilliant.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
So yeah,
let's take a quick break here to check. It's been about an hour, so we're going to check super chats and donations and see what we have here. We're going to go over to PayPal first. Let's give that a refresh. We're going to check Cash App. And I see you shilling the links there for me, Zen. I appreciate that, my friend. Okay, we got nothing new over on PayPal and nothing new on Cash App. Let's check paid chats. Oh, Entropy, we have something. Ooh. Oh, hello and welcome, Mrs. Jess Horst. Mrs. Jess Horst says, "No white guilt, keep it Promethean," and she sends me a beautiful white heart. Thank you. Keep it Promethean. It means, well, I'm not going to go into detail of what it means right here. Basically, it's from Jason Kuna's book, Prometheus, Prometheus Rising. And keep it Promethean means keep it positive, keep it pristine and pure, be kind-hearted and stay forward-focused and all of that. And, of course, we all know what no white guilt means. Thank you, Mrs. Jess Horst. Thank you very much, my friend. And over on DLive, we have Drinks with Straws, donating some lemons. Thank you very much, my friend, over on DLive. And that is all the paid chats. And over on the question widget on Entropy, we don't have any specific comments or questions, but I do recommend everyone start getting used to using Entropy. Over on the left-hand side of Entropy, there's a question widget, also known as the Tall Kevin widget. And over there, you can leave long-form questions and comments for me and the panel, and we will address those in time. That way, your important questions and comments won't get buried in the live chat stream of DLive and YouTube. So with that being said, thank you for the donations, everyone. Every little bit helps, especially in these hard times when I can't get work out here in the middle of nowhere. It all helps. So now that we've had a hilarious laugh at the degens and the pedos and such, and the momentous collapse of the Enclave raid of their server, do you want to keep talking more about this mod? Or do you want to?
One more story.
Oh, one more story. Oh, even better. Okay.
All right. So with all of this, I made in the second video I compared Fallout Frontier to another mod, and I made that mod blew up. So now everybody making videos on it. So because in that other mod you can place the Enclave. It's also a new map, new factions. You can play as the Enclave.
Was that Fallout Miami? That was
Fallout New California.
Oh,
New
okay.
California. Miami's not out yet.
Ah, okay, cool.
And this one video I would want you to see.
All right, we're getting it spooled up now.
So everybody was like chilling for it because you can play Enclave, fucking amazing. And you know, it's another mod. It's sort of like the same thing, you know, new place, new factions, new map. But
and
it's
playing
not...
this with audio, correct? Audio.
Okay. And the voice acting on this one is so great. So this is one of the main beginning characters. If you follow the Enclave, you follow this man, and this is how the man speaks. You can play it.
All right, here we go.
This is the Enclave.
I'm here to represent democracy and the American way. We're gonna bring America back to glory. How about it, kid? America used to be
sign me the fuck up.
A golden paradise of freedom from sea to shining sea. And I want it to be again. You've picked yourself a bright future. And what if one day that future was threatened? Would you be willing to stand up next to me and fight for your country? We can't just sit and hide while the powers above storm over this great nation. People like you and I have got to fall in and throw our weight behind an effort to save the America we survived to protect and serve. You understand what I'm saying?
Tell me about America.
That's a good question, kid. America? That's a real big thing to talk about. Here in Vault 18, we have the opportunity to make a real change up there. We're safe and healthy. I want to see you kids make a true difference. Start to put things back together for the red, white, and blue. I've seen the eyes of Satan glimmer in the dark with bullet holes next to my head when I wake up in the morning. And I felt the ghost of ages past whisper on my shoulder before blowing away in the dust. You feel trapped, even out in the open. Not even the cool breeze of the coming rain across your sun-cracked skin is good news. The only hope is that someday you'll hear on the airwaves the song of an army coming to save the day. The song of America starting to wake up from her nightmare. Father Time breathing life back into her dreams.
Oh, this is awesome.
You betcha, kid.
Okay.
Yeah, that video got a lot of views. That's awesome.
Obviously,
am I the only one? Am I the only one that is like ready to pick up a rifle and fight now? That was epic.
I will.
Awesome.
Okay, I will have to stand up and be the devil's advocate of. Okay, no. In the words of the great Senator Armstrong, America is diseased, rotten to its core. There's no saving it.
Okay, well, as a counter to that, I'm going to quote the great George Lincoln Rockwell at you. If a man isn't a fanatic, until a man is ready to fight and die for something, he's not alive. If you're a fanatic, you're going to win. They trained us to be fanatics when we fought them Japs in the Pacific. They wanted us to be a fanatic, so we should all be a fanatic for what we believe in.
Yes, but like obviously, like this is all like stages It's similar to how the Starship Trooper movie was made, which is like it's meant to be almost propagandistic. The Fallout America is actually a very damaged nation, but obviously you should at least have the option to join the Enclave. But I'm just gonna say it's like no, I don't. I don't like the fucking.
So quick question, Pomen. This video is this an Enclave mod of the Frontier mod?
No. This is the other mod I shilled for.
Oh, the other mod, the California one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
It's still funny. So again,
you can go down essentially.
It's still funny. So I compared it to one of my videos previously. I made it so famous, like again, people start shilling for it like crazy. I make 2 videos. I made 4 videos on it. It's not getting the views anymore. The 2 first videos I made on it. This one got 26,000. Another one is just me playing the game. Got 21,000.
Epic. That's a lot for small channels like us. That's a ton.
Oh yeah.
And here you can see Pomen's channel. We're going to put the link in chat for everyone, so everybody can have that. Be sure to follow Pomen. He's a nice guy. He says a lot of smart things, and he's a friend of mine. So definitely give him a subscribe and some views when you can.
You're just gonna see Fallout content for a while now because it gets me the views.
Well, that's fine. Whatever makes you happy and gets us through these hard times.
Oh yeah, it's motivating. But yeah, so that blew up because you can play as them, and you saw this. Like, is it propaganda? Of course it is. But you saw that they have it.
Yes.
Just that fact, they don't avoid. I disagree with them politically, so let's remove them from the mod. Let's not even make them.
No, that is the coward's option.
Exactly, and that's what the Frontier kind of did. They tried. They hated the Legion, but they made the Legion sort of game, but it's so bad.
It's ridiculous.
It's
thing I don't like, so I will act like thing does not even exist.
Yeah, precisely.
You know, everyone should have the option to roleplay as something that you don't technically agree with. But
exactly. So I've been doing a lot of Enclave stuff because it gets me views, and people want to see that, like, because Enclave, are they the bad guys? Yeah, but let me fucking be the bad guy.
However, on the other hand,
also, like, the bad guy is how you look at it. Like, it both in the present and in Fallout, all of the big states are the bad guys. They all do terrible things, and you just kind of have to pick your poison. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I'm an American. I love America. But I don't for a second think that the CIA and the military and all the agencies of our country for the last 80 years haven't done terrible things across the world. Of course they have. Like, that's just how it is.
However, the one thing I will say is obviously because I haven't played like the older games, Fallout 1 and 2. I've only played like the modern ones. I actually have not seen like that much about the Enclave, so I would love to see like more like exploration of their ideals and what their beliefs are.
You should definitely play Fallout 2.
In my opinion, the prologue is such a bollock.
Prologue is the worst thing.
Prologue is the bad part, but
I know you gotta get through that prologue.
I know.
Well, maybe I should do a Fallout 2 playthrough for my channel since I love it. I've played it through beginning to end and know pretty much everything about it. I've played it like 20 times. Maybe I should do that for my channel. Would that be stepping on you too much, Pomen?
No, not at all. I love it.
Because classic Fallout's my favorite. I like the point and click stuff because I'm an old Gen X loser. That's why.
Like the interesting thing, the reason why it's not bad and more people do it, as long as it's not oversaturated. Right now, the Frontier, if you Google it, it's like, sorry, if you search on YouTube, it's oversaturated.
Oh, hi, Goocher. We have Goocher Acrobat here. Hello. Goocher says Fallout always was about failing to choose the lesser evil. Yeah, well said, my friend. Well said.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I just didn't want like the sort of like the semi-ironic like Enclave beating to. I wanted to make sure that it was obvious it was a bit ironic.
Yeah.
But also fuck the commies. So I'll happily take the Enclave over the commies. Let's be real.
There is no commie factions.
There's the
Enclave wiped them out like they should have.
No, it's not that. It's that the factions in Fallout are not analogous to real world comparisons because the real world comparisons in Fallout never existed because of alternate history. Like there was no Bolshevism and Soviet Union and all that. Going back to like the 30s.
There's literally the communist China, though.
No, it's just China.
No,
China's
no, not communist China. That's the point I'm making here. There was no, like, in Fallout history, it's a not real world analog, because going back to the early 1900s, there was no Bolshevik Revolution, there was no Soviet Union. It was just an explosion that they called the nuclear era, where between the 19 teens and the 1940s and 50s was a tremendous resource arms race between China and the America that was, right? And so there is none of that. There is no commie stuff in Fallout. There's just none of it. It just doesn't exist. Basically, it was like China versus America, and they were both kind of the same. They were just for different peoples, and that's how it was. So that's. I wouldn't try to be a jerk. I'm just letting you know that that's.
No. I don't know. I've taken the Liberty Prime pill many times.
Well, because back then the whole spiel about like that's a failing of the creators of Fallout 3. They were just like, oh, hey, China's the bad guy, so we're going to call them communists. But in actual Fallout lore, they weren't fucking communists because there was no communism.
Okay. But at the same time, it's one of the few anti-communist propaganda we have these days, so I'm going to take it.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah.
But I do want to say, like, if you go derail a bit, what the hell you
Sure.
One thing that I feel already is a bad thing with this YouTube thing, numbers. Everything is just numbers. You get obsessed with numbers. Like, not this one. This one did better. But the video I did previously, I played New California, but not fighting against the Enclave. It has soon 4,000 views. But in my head, I go, that's not a lot. And that's weird that I think that.
Yeah.
It's really weird that I think that. Like, it took about to get 2,000 views, it took like a day. It took 12 hours to get 1,000, which is not good. Again, I say that, but then I remember like 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, if it got 1,000 views on anything, I would be like, woohoo! Now I'm like, I can't, like, because I see the rate of the other ones, and YouTube does this thing I don't like. I mean, it's addictive.
I know what you mean.
They give you an interval. So, interval comparing your video to other videos you made, looking like at this point, like 3 hours in, the other videos of you have made have done better than the one you did now. And you go, oh, shit, that's bad. I had to improve. But I don't really have to improve, because the reason why they got so high is because of the sneed and the V and the thing. Obviously, I can't reach that again just that quickly, because the hype is not there. But my brain goes, I have to be better. It's like, it fucks with your brain.
Yep. I think it's better to focus on the content itself rather than like the reception it's getting.
What?
I've had a similar thing with like making my Twitch channel, which is that like you're always watching like how many views you have, how many, like how interactive the chat is. Are you getting followers? Are you not getting followers? I think one thing you've got to aim for is consistency rather than constantly getting better and better. That's one thing I've learned, is you've got to focus on trying to keep things consistent rather than constantly increasing. It keeps your brain. It keeps you a bit more sane that way. It gives you a more achievable target.
That's what I'm gonna try to do. Because it's most shows because the 21K video you see in the chat, California stuff. Yeah, I created a hype for it, but then when I made the second one, it didn't get there. Yeah, it's like because I already ate the hype.
Yeah,
I made 2 videos. I ate my own hype up. Like, what do you expect? But my brain goes numbers. Brain see numbers. Brain go, I hate numbers, because numbers, statistics is the biggest lie. That's one I was saying.
Oh yes.
So it's just because numbers doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't like getting a lot of views on something doesn't.
Numbers can tell you some things, but it's not everything. They can let you know where to look, and it might point to some problems or some things that are good, but It's not everything.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're just making a channel to make money and you only have 200 viewers, but they all donate $1 a week to you, that's $800 a month. Like, you know, it's just, it's all about what you want out of the content you make and why you do it.
Also, like, again, why I say try and focus on consistency rather than constantly getting big, because let's not forget who is big. You know, Logan Paul, some of the biggest on YouTube. Like, that's not something I'd ever want to chase.
No. Is he in jail?
I don't think so. I
know he's wealthy and has YouTube.
Oh, actually,
but
no, I don't know about being in jail, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have footage of him getting the snot kicked out of him soon, because he's going to be in a boxing match with like an actual professional boxer soon. So we might actually get.
What I mean is that there's footage of him being with looters, going in and looting in the riots.
That's Brother Jake. That's the other one.
That's not Logan.
I didn't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Well, I mean, they are very indistinguished. The way to bear in mind is that Logan's the one who keeps having boxing matches and who found the dead body. Jake is, I suppose, it's more the failure.
Yeah.
Jake is more the failing.
I don't know
one,
much about YouTube famous people. I kind of don't like them, so I don't pay much attention.
Yeah, Jake was indeed. I did have footage of him with looters, and I think he did get in trouble with the police, but he's rich. He has a mansion, so he probably just paid them off. Well, I can find out in fairness. Yes, he was charged for alleged participation in the riot, and again, he probably just had to pay a fine. I wouldn't be surprised. He's rich. But
yeah, that was a weird sidetrack.
No,
but
sorry.
Yeah, I got nothing really else to say. I've been enjoying everything that's happened, all the views. So
it's been wonderful. Like whenever I have a friend that has any kind of success, whether it's financial or has a baby or just anything good in their lives, it's fun to celebrate with them. It's important for us to remember that despite all of the problems that we all talk about in regards to, you know, the world and politics and degeneracy of certain things, like it's important to remember that life is still worth living and there's plenty of things to celebrate and be happy about. And those are the things that we should fight for. Like, you can't get wrapped up in the negativity or you'll lose sight of things. And that's why I appreciate the paid chat that I got from Sister Mrs. Jess Horst. Just, you know, being positive, sharing positivity. It's all about keeping it Promethean, keeping the focus on what matters, which is life is worth living and celebrating, even in times of hardship.
Yeah. I should say also another story that happened, not with me, but another mod on another game, Hot Surviving 4, also got invaded by Sneed.
Oh, really?
The reason was the political reason. So the main mod is run by bread tubers like trannies and
the usual neo-socialist ilk, those kind of
people. Exactly. And there was another mod. They called the Redux mod. This is Zenn might know the new order, as it's called in Hot Surviving 4. It's sort of a what if Germany won in this 1960s. So it's an amazing show. Yeah, it's an amazing mod. But some Russians made a mod.
And this is for Hearts of Iron.
Hearts of Iron. Making it, focusing on Russia a bit more, making more funny characters in Russia, whatever. Really fun stuff. But they're politically right wing, and they have Russian humor, which they joke around with transsexuals all the time. So the main,
which, to be fair, is a great topic to have jokes about. Let's be honest.
But the main guys, the left wingers, they got so angry that they have right wingers doing something with their mod. So they lied and said the right wingers have doxed us. We're being doxed by them. Cancel them. Cancel their mod. So people got angry at the right wingers, but then the truth came out that no doxing happened. It was all a lie. And then the shit show happened. And then the Sneed got involved again. More or less, everybody's saying, okay, you guys, for political reasons, lied. You try to cancel other people, and you're still not like the self-centered. It's just really bad. And Sneed got involved again. The issue is fucking hell. why drag in politics? But someone told me that the reason was because the guy thinks he's famous, the guy who made the mod. Fame got to his head, and now he thinks he's invincible, and everybody has to do his bidding. So when someone didn't want to do his bidding, which is bread tube vouch type of thing, he wants them cancelled. But the thing is,
that's how they operate.
But the thing is, he's not invincible, and he got cancelled for it himself. So two really good mods. Oh no, one is shit, but one good mod at least cancelled as well by the Sneed. Keep politics out of it. I don't.
Yeah, especially like in a game that is heavily political in its own setting.
Yes.
Don't bring real life politics into it. It's just gonna. There's no point.
No. But don't lie about someone fucking doxing you. Just if you disagree with someone politically, okay. But why does that matter?
Well, that's the difference. That's the ideological difference between people who, in my opinion, have sense and are in touch with a functional reality of human beings getting along, and those who have been indoctrinated and radicalized into this new, unfortunate, terrible technocracy that's growing. There's an entire army across the entire West, and even in non-Western countries now, where they believe because of how we're all connected with the internet, just disagreeing with someone or blocking them isn't enough. They want to completely eradicate, quote unquote, hostile ideas and thoughts from existence. And
this is
that is so antithetical and so extreme to us. They don't even understand that. They don't get it. They think that, oh well, if that's heretical wrongthink, then we should take that family's children away, and we should take away their ability to work, and we should make sure they can't use social media. Like that's where we're at with all of this. It's like everything has become that because of this horrible construct of modern technology and the tribalistic explosion of us versus them that's happened all throughout our culture.
Yeah, and there's a fun comparison we can use actually here, which is what happened when the far left made a mod that people thought was a bit weird and they didn't agree with. Well, they played the mod, they made fun of the mod, and they had a bit of fun, like taking the piss out of the people who made the mod. What happened when the right wing made a mod and the left didn't like it? They immediately lied and got it shut down.
Right.
Yes.
It's a completely different reaction. At the end of the day, if people want to go and play the Frontier and have their weird Deathclaw sex mod, they can still have that. That's up to them. We're just telling jokes about it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
In reaction.
Like, to us, culturally, societally, Western civilization, whatever you want to call it, in general, is based upon the ideas of is based upon, let's not say an idea, is based upon the expression of our people and cultures and everything to use mockery and shame on ideas that are bad or distasteful to dissuade people from thinking those ideas are good, instead of just trying to kill them and eliminate them from existence. Like, to most of us, I think, that have any sort of connection or reality left outside of what Bolshevism has done to us, we find it revolting to just want to kill someone or ruin their life because we disagree with them. That's probably revolting to every viewer I have, as well as you two. But the people who are on the other side of this, they view it the opposite. They view it as almost a divine right to destroy, silence, and eliminate those with differing ideas and opinions. It's almost it's almost noble to them. If it maybe even it is noble to them.
Yeah. But hey, this would be a stream about just laughing about dumb stuff and not falling into the political black hole. But,
well, in my opinion, it's not even political at this point. It's a divergence of the social zeitgeist. It's like we're seeing a tribal divergence of people that have to live with each other, and one are of a different kind than another. It's very disconcerting. But anyway.
But I just thought that was interesting, in that literally we have these two mods, one made by the left wing, one made by the right, and there's literally, you can see the difference in reaction in how their opponents reacted to them.
Oh yeah.
And it's fascinating. But again, it's like, I actually really like the idea of a Fallout, maybe like a spin-off game where it's much more like action oriented, so that you could see that kind of world. Because that is one of the inherent problems of a Fallout game is you don't get to see like that side of the world, is being part of the army, being part of one of these big. Because it always has to be more of an RPG.
Well, it did have that back around the turn of the millennium, about 20 years ago. There was a game came out called Fallout Tactics, which was exactly that.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I played it once. It wasn't for me because I like the immersive roleplay part, but it's cool for what it is.
I'd love to see a modern, like, imagine a Fallout game, but it's like Mass Effect in like gameplay and like in how it's set out. Just like in gameplay and like the way it tells its story, it's like Mass Effect, rather than being like the way that Fallout is, which is much more about like skill checks. Instead of skill checks, there's like in fairness, they're comparable. They are comparable. They're both RPGs, but it's just that's interesting. They tried something interesting, but then all of this weird side stuff came in. And if they'd focused on this idea of it being like an FPS game rather than an RPG, I think that would have been interesting. And it's just gotten it seems like it's gotten out of their scope because they brought on two people on the side who wanted to do their own things with it instead of all of these different things, which very much could have been their own mods.
Yep. Pomen,
Yes?
we've been here for about an hour and a half. Do you want to move to talking about New California and maybe look at some of your stuff on that?
Well, I think I've explained it quite enough.
Okay, sure.
Already.
I didn't know if you wanted to highlight anything or go into.
No, I just wanted to show you the Enclave video.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, that's certainly cool, and you definitely have enticed me to want to play it myself. So good on you for that. And is there anything else in particular that might not even be Fallout related you want to talk about today?
Honestly, I think I'm done with that because I wanted to show my stuff.
Sure. Well, you're welcome to come do that here. Like I said, the whole purpose of me having the stream community was to just bring people of similar mindsets together and hopefully build some kind of unity to those of us who are heretical wrong thinkers in our modern society.
Yeah.
So that being said, do you want to wrap things up? Are you done for the day?
Yeah. I mean, I made a video talking about what one can learn from all of this. And I think it's a lesson everybody has to take. It's learn to take criticism.
Yes. Very important. Very important.
Because the thing that these people did wrong, the reason why I made the video and the reason why it went all hell, is I said, hey, I have a problem with your mod. In response back was, well, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's a very childish, stupid way to respond.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got. And then because they're not listening to me, I start trolling. And that became it was just not just me doing it. It was hundreds of people doing it. They went in, talk, and then it just start trolling. And the entire Schneid came in and you start trolling. Because what the fuck do you expect? You're not listening.
Yep.
And the sexual things and everybody else been going on for 9 months. There was one guy, he's a bit of a cloud chaser, not the greatest guy, who critiqued the sexual thing 9 months before. And what did he do? Well, they tried to cancel him. They bullied him. They, tried to, make his name, dirt his name, because he had negative things to say. Again, he's not the greatest guy himself, but come on. Because someone has a criticism of you, your response is this childish, then you deserve whatever comes to you.
Yeah. And again, even if they disagree with your, there's more polite ways. It's like, well, we wanted to make. If your criticism was, well, there's not enough RPG stuff in here, they could have certainly put, well, the mod isn't about RPG. It's about turning FPS. And there's respectful ways to explain this kind of stuff. But I was trying to look at some of that Discord stuff, but it did just seem like they were going full like Spurg mode.
They did.
Which is
and that's just one of many. I could have done so many more videos on that, but of course I'm not going to because I proved my point as is. But yeah, it's always that. And the funny thing is, for example, the Phobos guy in there, he's the one with the feet fetish.
Huh?
Who made they lied about when he said that she talks about the stinky feet, she said it has nothing to do with feet fetish. It was just a comment we made. Didn't really.
I'm not sure. I don't believe that.
Sure, but we can find in the mod files that they have specially drawn her feet.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. I see how it is.
Yeah, and the dude actually has a feet fetish.
Of course.
Of course.
And I'm going to be the centrist here. It's like, I'm not judging that, but keep that out of my goddamn, like,
you should judge that. It is our rightful duty to judge that which we don't want in our society. You should do it.
People can do whatever they like.
You being a centrist and not judging people is how we've got drag queens having story hour to 5-year-olds. People need to be more judgmental and they need to jock up and shame and mock the degeneracy that's paraded in front of us these days.
And that's what they did.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this is awesome.
That's what thousands of people did. They shamed the shit out of them. Because they don't want these weird sexual fetishes in their game.
And I'd like to make a point here about what I just said. People can't choose their race, their sex. I don't judge people based upon what they can't choose. And from what I've read and from what I've studied about fetishes and kinks, you don't really choose those either. So if you're out there and you happen to be a furry or have a foot fetish or be into whatever stuff you're into, I'm not judging you for being that way. Just don't promote it and campaign on it and act like it's something to have an identity around, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's what I think is cancer, and that's what should be that's what should be silent. If you're gay, that's fine. I don't care who you have sex with behind closed doors. I don't care if you're into BDSM or foot fetish stuff. I don't care. What I care about is you making that manifest in society and parading it in front of others, because it adds to this horrible degenerate cancer that gets pushed to our children and society. That's what I don't like.
If you want to make a weird sex mod, make a weird sex mod. That's your prerogative. But
right, so then people know what it is, and they can take it or leave it for that.
This mod wasn't about that, and that's why people are annoyed. That was what my point was that they were trying to make some kind of mod about turning Fallout War action. Why was this weird side stuff in it? That was my point.
Yeah, and
yes,
when it comes to
kids, I agree.
When it comes to what you just said, that's the reason why so many of us get so angry at the forced diversity in Hollywood and commercials and TV and children's books. It's because if you want to make a book about whatever kind of inclusion or racial diversity or whatever the hell you want to push as a message, then make a book or a movie or something specifically about that and state your reasons why. But that's not how it's presented to us. It's part of this horrible progressive, faux progressive, what do you want to call it, movement that just tries to subtly enforce it like it's normal and shoves it into us as ugly propaganda in every aspect of our lives, in school books and universities and in video games and on television and all this other shit. Like, that's what makes people like us angry. It's the subtle, manipulative, underhanded Bolshevik tactics of it all. That's what makes us angry.
Well, yeah.
Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Let's give a check over to all of the paid chat and donation things to see if we have anything new. Starting over on Cash App this time. We don't have anything new on Cash App. Going over to PayPal. Let's see what we have here. If you want to give any, we're going to get the grift finished here. Go ahead and share the links again there, Zen. If you want to donate to me and the channel, go ahead and do that. I'm trying to get my Subscribestar off the ground. I could use a few more subs over on Subscribestar so I could actually have recurring donations and be able to withdraw money regularly from Subscribestar. So I really appreciate more subs over there if you're looking to help out the channel long term. And as always, PayPal is a good way to do it. Go ahead.
I want to explain that because like people might not know that's a thing on Subscribestar, so people might think they're paying you monthly when that's not.
Yeah, Subscribestar, you can pay monthly or make one-time donations. I just like Subscribestar because they take a very, very small amount and it's discreet. So you don't have to give me your email address or give me any of your details. You get to create your own name that I see. And if you want to donate to me monthly, that's wonderful. But until I get a certain number of subs over there, it doesn't automatically bill monthly. And that's why I don't make much money with it yet, is people have to remember to go in there manually every month and click to pay me, or I don't get any money from it. That's why Subscribestar hasn't been big for me yet, but it could be once I get a few more subscribers over there. That's why I've been pushing Subscribestar lately. So I do appreciate all of the super chats and donations and everything people have been giving me to help the channel. Definitely helps out since I haven't been able to have reliable work since the stupid lockdown shit started. I definitely appreciate all the help. So that being said, thank you for the wonderful guests that we've had today, or the guest we've had today, Pomen. I always enjoy you being here. And before we get to the wrap-up shill, I'd like to thank our viewers. It's only because of you that this is possible, and I definitely appreciate that. So let's start with Pomen. What do you want to shill? You just want me to share your channel? You want me to share your Twitter? What do you want me to share?
Well, my channel, I guess, because it's blowing up. So
sure,
if you enjoy Fallout stuff, I'll make more. I'm
definitely share that again before we get out of here.
I was supposed to make a video on Karma this Saturday, but I have to wait until like middle of next week, because I'm gonna make one on the issue with the Karma system and how devs' personal opinions can sometimes go into the game.
Oh, that'll be a good video. That'll be, because I've thought about that many times about how that is like a real world lens of morality there.
Exactly, and that's the issue. Because I got the idea when I played the Frontier. There are Mormon Brotherhood of Steel members. Their entire mission is to reconquer New Canaan, the Mormon, Utah, more or less, Salt Lake City, because it was fallen by tribals, destroyed by tribals. So, but if you kill them, if you kill these Mormons, you lose karma. And I'm like,
so killing the conquerors makes you lose karma?
Exactly. Why the hell am I losing karma? One thing was if it's just like Mormon missionaries, like 17-year-old missionaries going around the world. Yeah,
that would be different. But you're talking about a force.
We're talking
about a well-equipped force,
heavenly armored, machine gun wield, like Gatling gun wielding units. It's like they're not the good guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good guys or not, there is nothing karmically negative about attacking someone who is also armed and is also in conflict. Like, it's as you say. Like, I believe whether they're propagandizing bad or good things, if you just murder someone who is simply giving propaganda, that should be bad karma. If you're fighting someone who is already in, like, a soldier,
you want to know why they're good? Because they have rewritten the Mormons to shill against many of the core ideas of Mormonism.
Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So
no. So, for example, you go in and you talk, you get crusadered or whatever. You get, like, what's it called, crowned, whatever, and a sword on your shoulder, knighted. Thank you.
Yeah, knighted. That's it.
Yeah. But when you talk there, one of the people say, you might think it's weird that a woman is leading, but Brigham Young was wrong with women should be in the kitchen or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. We see through that. It's like, that's one of the first dialogues you have with them. It's like, really, one of the first things they talk about is that Brigham Young was wrong. Brigham Young is like the second most important person in Mormonism.
Okay.
It's like, don't.
So what was the point of making them Mormons? If you want to make a religious, like, crusading order, make a religious crusading order yourself.
The issues as well. They don't have to know about Brigham Young, because the Mormonism in Fallout is a weird. It's not the actual Mormonism.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the scriptures.
Well, I definitely look forward to that video when you make it. I'll definitely give it a watch.
Yeah,
I agree. I love discussions about Fallout. I've watched. Have you seen many a True Nerds videos about the different Fallout games?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I quite like his video where he talks about how, like, Fallout 3 isn't as bad as people think. I quite like that video. You probably wouldn't. You probably disagree with it, but
well, let's Zenn. Why don't you chill your Twitch and talk about what's important to you, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up and get out of here.
I'll pop these in the chat. So I've got my Twitch. I stream there Tuesday night to Saturday night. So we'll be streaming tonight at 11 p.m. UK time. So that's in about I think, like, is that in 3.5 hours roughly. We're playing Yakuza tonight. we're trying to finish the game, but the final boss is very hard. And then Saturday night we play. I have Teabag and Enigmatic, and we all play Star Wars: The Old Republic. So it's kind of like a friends night where
I
we
played
chill.
that game for a couple years, on and off. That was a fun MMO. It was probably the only MMO I've really gotten into besides ESO and EVE Online.
Yes, we've been enjoying a dark side playthrough.
Cool. Between my
Enigmatic-
husband and I think we have like 40 maxed out characters in
Oh wow.
in Old Republic.
Nice.
Because we just enjoy doing the storylines over and over again, so we just kept making characters.
Oh, I should have invited you because I could only get 2 other people. I wanted to have a full format.
I know that game inside and out. I mean, I stopped playing like 5 years, or 1, 2, 3, 4.5 years ago. So I don't know anything new, but I know up to what was. We'll talk about it later off stream. It's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, that does sound fun. I might even be a part of that if you want.
That's my Twitch. Well, if you wanna come to the streams on Saturday nights and like watch us and laugh at us being idiots. So we don't know the game, so we're mostly just stumbling through the stories and enjoying ourselves.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's my Twitch. We've also been playing Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is a shockingly really good story for a spin-off Assassin's Creed game.
Okay.
Have either of you seen that?
No, I don't follow mainstream games really. Fallout.
Well, Assassin's Creed, it's always followed a very generic kind of like factional story. The good guys are the assassins, and the bad guys are the Templars. The assassins want to promote freedom, and the Templars want to promote order. So it's kind of libertarian versus authoritarian, and the assassins have always been libertarian. But in Rogue, because it goes through like different like generations, you see the goods and the bads of both sides. So in the kind of like lately they've been actually exploring the idea of some of the Templars being decent people and some of the assassins being shitty people. So it's actually quite nuanced, and you see like some of like the disasters that can happen when it's basically anarchy that the assassins are trying to promote, where they say, oh, no one should be forbidden from doing anything, and then they accidentally destroy a city because they awaken like an ancient artifact, and the protagonist of Rogue just goes, this is terrible. You guys are awful. I'm going now. I'm following my morals, and I'm not going to allow this to happen again. And he leaves and he joins the Temple. It's actually a really decent, like, interesting story that I did not expect from Rogue, because Rogue was just a spin-off game.
All right.
So that's fun. And also, yes, sorry, that was me rambling about my Twitch.
I know.
And then I have my YouTube channel, which is Zenn Talks. I have just recorded a video about a book review. It's basically, I want to do book reviews because I have lots of books. So this is a book called Hive, which I got back when I was quite young, and it's sort of like a young adult book in the vein of Harry Potter, but instead of being taught to be wizards, they are being taught to be Bond villains, essentially.
Wait, did you say Zenn Talks?
Zenn
Talks.
Yes. Because I wrote down Zenn Talks and I got an Indian girl.
No, it's he put the link in chat. It's Zenn Chan, or Zenn Talks.
Yeah. Oh God.
But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna take this conversation private, and we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. And like I said in the chat, thank you all for coming so much. Thank you for the few viewers we have over on D Live. If there were many lemons to share, I would share more. I'm going to go ahead and distribute the rewards over there. It's only a handful of lemons, but thank you for coming. We're going to pop the chest over there. So for the couple of you over on D Live, you might get a few lemons. And thank you to the few people the one person who donated a paid chat today, Mrs. Jess Horst. Thank you so much. And we will definitely be back next week for more fun. And we'll see who we get as a special guest next week. And thank you again for coming, Pomen. Thank you for hosting Zenn. And we will see you guys next week.